I'm Scott Raney. In 2006, I was the crew chief of the U-37 Beacon Plumbing team.
Hi, I'm John Theoret. I was the driver of the 2006 U-37 Beacon Plumbing team.
I'm gonna say bonjour, mon ami. Comment vas-tu?
Geez, you practice a lot.
Yeah, but then I was hoping you'd ask me how I was doing. I was gonna say I was yeah, fair. And then like normally you're gonna say, hey, how's your man? You know a lot of French, and I was gonna tell you about as much as a 3-year-old. Oh, I remember that we started the season, when we had new owners with Billy and Jane, and we went to Evansville, and the boat just was off, and we ended up getting the boat upside down in the third heat.
I got into that corner there with the walk closing the door, and I think he had enough space to close the door, but I got off his roasted tail and the boat went over. So thank God, I'm not hurt, nothing's bad, and I'll get the boat fixed for next week and go back racing.
Looked like you maybe did a little bit of an inside loop, or did you actually blow over?
I think we did an inside loop, and he fell back on his feet right after. So thank God for that, because upside down it's not fun. So
We noticed you popped the hatch right away. You got yourself out.
yeah, absolutely, everything's okay. So I'm a bit mixed up right now. My head is hurting, my back is hurting a bit too, but we're okay.
And we worked day and night for the next week to fix it. Showed up in Madison, and by that time we were just in survival mode to get through Madison. And that was the year in Madison where we had the first 2 heats, and the car unfortunately went in the crowd, and they canceled the rest of the race. So we didn't get a lot of time to continue to try to sort the boat out. We went to Valleyfield and did the event up there, and we came out of that race and just made the wholesale decision. We got to make a change to the boat. It's not behaving the way we wanted. It was real flighty, and we couldn't race it competitively that way. So we worked day and night, powered by Jean's mom, taking good care of all the crew guys with their split pea soup, and we worked day and night, and we changed a few things. We went to a lighter strut. We had a single web strut on the boat, and that was a big change to the boat by just taking some of the strut weight off the boat. And we had a new skid fin machined by the Shallers in Detroit there, and so we were hopeful, to show up in Detroit and be more competitive.
Well, I think Scott resumed it pretty well. The other thing that I think that we must say that in that year we had a very very good engine program. John Walters was with the team, and we were making some really good power. And with the changes that Scott had made here, the attitude of the boat changed, quite drastically. It was much faster than shoots and much more stable. And of course, the skid fin was a curved skid fin, and it helps us really accelerate more in the cornering. So starting from then, the season kind of changed 180 degrees, and it became very successful.
I look back at my notes. The cool thing is I keep every note I have of every run the boat has ever made. And we started out the weekend in Detroit and ran, Friday morning with just a baseline setup, and our fast lap was 1:53, and the boat was over on its nose according to my notebook, and not anything special. And then the next run 11:30 that same day we went out and made a rear wing adjustment, and the boat got better. And then we went again and ran at 1:40, and we made another rear wing adjustment, and the boat got a lot better. And so we were going in the right direction. And then we go to the next morning, and we put we changed skid fins, and then the boat changed immensely, and it was like learn all over again what the boat was asking for, what the driver was asking for. And then we went into qualifying, and we were second fastest qualifier behind Jimmy King and Cooper's boat, which was they were top qualifier that weekend. you know, 159 and point 3, and we were 159.0. So, you know, we did okay. You know, we feel there was more there in qualifying, but you know, it was windy, and we were still trying to get a handle how the boat reacted to the skid fin change. And if you remember, John, Dale Van Weringen was there also with us, and Dale, you know, he's a designer of our boat, and you know the immense amount of knowledge. Designer of Cooper's boat, also a designer of the Budweiser boats. And so, I mean, this guy knows what he's doing, and he was helping us fine tune a lot of the different details of the boat ride, and it
Yeah,
just got
absolutely. And if you remember, we had a rear wing done here in Battlefield. That
right.
was quite a yeah, it was quite fat.
Yeah, and it was a
And
little bit heavy, but
yeah,
it
was
was
that heavy?
what we had to, you know, it
Yeah,
was the what we had to deal with. That's what we had.
yeah, yeah. But I
So
remember we putting on a skinnier rear wing on Saturday morning and going out and testing and turning 162 mile an hour lap,
yeah,
which would have made us top qualifier that weekend. So,
yeah,
we just kept on progressing with the setup of the boat. Of course, this new skid fin also was a bit different to drive with. It was very, very effective at a high speed, but also was sometimes too effective when we had a lot of buoys that weekend,
yeah.
which
Ruined a lot of buoys.
yeah, exactly. So we kind of shot ourselves in the foot for qualifying, but thank God we made it to the final.
Today, it's the most famous race of all. It is the Chrysler Jeep APBA Gold Cup. Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Hendrick, and the fastest race boats in the world are here. This is the Detroit River, and this is the excitement at its
We used to stand over on that view there, Jean, for a lot of years and look back at the pit area and go, I want to be over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
in the minds of racers everywhere.
Dream come true, eh?
The Detroit River,
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
you don't beat it, you merely survive it.
I was on the other side, always wanting to go over to your side.
Yeah.
You never let us go over there.
You always want what you don't have, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
In the first lap, the leader was Mike Weber, the FormulaBoats.com. Giving chase, the yellow boat is the U-37, Sean Theoret in the Beacon Plumbing, and you saw him strike a buoy right here in that treacherous Rooster.
It was just
moving him from second.
yeah, buoy, really
in points.
not so good.
After that, it was all Mike Weber, the veteran, bringing his FormulaBoats.com home in first place, 400 points.
Well, that wasn't too shabby. A 1-2 punch, you and your teammate.
No, it was getting kind of rough out there, so we weren't running any harder than we had to. But
Yeah, at that time, that was Saturday, and you were still trying to get a handle on
first win ever in the
Yeah.
Gold Cup heat, so
how the boat turned, because it was completely different.
Yeah.
And the input you would give for the steering was completely different than anything that you had previously experienced.
That's what you
Yeah,
strive
it was very different, especially in that Rutschow corner.
Well, and it's hard because you go from one end of the race course where there's, you know, huge 12 or 1,600-foot corner, just humongous corner, and then you come down to a 400 or 450-foot corner, whatever. It's small, and so it's like one time you barely turn it around the corner, and then the next time you're turning it for all it's worth, and it makes it very challenging.
Absolutely. You have to oversteer and then right-hand steer, come out of the corner.
Right. Now in the second heat, we had a little timing malfunction, and evidently we jumped the gun. So, we didn't
we
have
won a heat, but we jumped the gun. Yeah.
we didn't have a good Saturday.
No. Thank God there was 4 qualifiers in the Gold Cup.
Right. Then we go Saturday morning or Sunday morning, sorry, and in our testing session, you did our fast lap of the weekend.
Yeah.
So, and we go into the third heat, and we're still, it's okay. We're not in bad shape. Nothing was broke, and everything was okay. And we had a great test session Sunday morning. We got some more timing marks, and I think what happened in this third heat is coming up to the start. Our lane went away. Somebody got us, and I can't recall exactly who or what.
Okay. Neither do I. I don't remember that.
Yeah, but we got another buoy in that heat too.
Okay.
EnviroPly multi-panel interior and exterior building supplies, naturally superior. And by Oh Boy Oberto beef jerky. Taste what's real. It better be Oberto.
Yeah, something like that. We're not qualified, and you had to be in the sixth top to be a top on the front row. So it finally all worked out, on the fourth qualifier, which I think we won, Scott. Correct?
We did.
Yeah.
But we had to win that.
Yeah, we had to win it, and or else we I think we wouldn't make it in the final. So, and the thing that I always remember is, do you believe in miracles? And
No, well, I mean, we could talk extensively about that, Sean, because after the third heat, before the fourth heat, everyone's kind of down. We're low in points, and the boat's very competitive, and we all knew we should be doing better than what we really were, and you took the whole team up to the truck and said, "Hey, listen, this can happen. Believe." And you gave everyone a big lift on the team, and everyone believed in you at that time. And that was a big.
We had an amazing team that year. We had a lot of talent and a lot of passionate people, and people who believed in me and the whole team. So and of course, by the grace of God, we made it to the final, and we won it. So it was miraculous.
Yeah.
Now Jimmy King, we're on board. He's in lane 3. Off to his right, that's J.W. Myers in the U10 in the blue boat. Way out to his right is Greg Hobbs. Jimmy now approaching start finish. He wants to get
it's kind of sad they gave so much long that point of view from the driver there. It's like you only see that for a long time.
He got in trouble on the inside. The leader was Mike Allen in the FormulaBoats.com. Jimmy King right next to him. Then
It was fun to race in Detroit. I hope someday we can go back there again. It was a great place to race, and the fans are great. They're knowledgeable and passionate. It's just
most certainly is a racer's course. It's a tough race course.
Right.
We're in lane 3, I guess, in that heat there.
No, that's U10. If you saw coming up the straightaway, we were just at the start-finish line. That's when we got taken out coming up to the start.
Okay.
And
that's Mike Allen in lane 1.
It's one of those two guys. So, those guys were fast all weekend too.
Yes.
Both one of the boats were very competitive, and of course, Jimmy always competitive in Coopers.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just not reliable very often.
You look at him. I mean, he's making some mile an hour down there at the end of the straightaway, and of course, he has a long way to go around. But that thing, it's fast.
Yeah, it's fast and it's sweet. It's got a nice ride to it.
Yeah, it has a real nice.
Yeah, very stable ride.
Just look at him, pulling Mike Allen the whole way down the straightaway there. I mean, it's impressive. It gives the appearance without the cowling that the transom is up higher than.
Yeah, it does.
Like Ryan Reynolds.
The inside lane is so important here.
Right. If you look like Mike Allen, he didn't go around the corner and stay in lane 1. He's out to about lane 3 by the time he comes, the apex pin, the next pin past that. If you had to hold it in lane 1, you slow down so much in that corner.
Yeah, it's very hard. And it's very hard to stay in lane 1 also.
Right. I mean, Jimmy's putting on some pretty fast laps there to stay right there on the
also. We mustn't forget that.
Right. What is the heat average for
are they saying
speeds? No, but I have it written down here. in that heat, Jimmy averaged 147,
Okay.
and Mike Allen averaged 150.8.
Yeah,
That's
that's pretty fast.
yeah. So that's faster than half the field qualified.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean
And that's for 4 laps.
that's fast.
Yeah. Well, the Budweiser boats were always very good. So.
A very, very close boat race for a couple of laps, and now turbine power has reigned supreme here. You see the boat flying just a bit.
Well, Jimmy King, we raced together for so many years, and of course, he was driving most of the time at the end for Roger Mahan, and they had a different power plant, which was a Hemi, and they were very fast, but they had some reliability issues, and it was what I enjoy most racing with Jimmy is it's always fair. It's always fair racing with Jimmy. He's always going to leave your room if he's outside of you, but he's not going to leave you too much room. But it's always been such honest racing with Jimmy, and he's such a good man also. So we're competitors, but we're also friends, and that's what I've enjoyed most is his honesty, his competitiveness, and he wants to do things right.
We got to step it up a little bit. We can't be safe and be out in lane 4. It's really hard on the equipment, so we thought we'd give it a shot.
Well, that definitely helped. I know one of the things that really benefited us in this next set of heats is, and I think they show it, is one of the Formula boats spinning out, and because I think we were battling with them for points for that last spot, because we just snuck into the final heat, just barely.
Oh yeah.
And this helped our cause. I distinctly remember that.
Welcome back to Detroit, Michigan, for the Chrysler Jeep Superstars APBA Gold Cup for the fastest race boats in the world.
Well, I think it was before that we had a meeting, Scott, correct? Before that heat.
We went up in the truck and just
Yeah.
you gave it, hey, I'm going to give an update to the team here, and you spoke from your heart.
Yeah, exactly. And being a Christian and a believer, I truly believe that miracles can happen, and that's what I said to the team. Do you believe in miracles? And the miracle came through, over and above whatever we expected. We made it to the final. We made it on the front line, and then we won the Gold Cup with the boat falling apart, literally. So it was a great blessing, and I thank God for that whole weekend, how it came through, and the team, of course, which put in a phenomenal effort, to be behind me and to give me some really good equipment.
He's on the inside, as you said, and that's exactly where he needs to be.
Yeah.
It's a win, and he's starting to get a better handle on how the boat's turning and everything like that. And I think it's sort of figured out here, and the pressure was on. We needed to win this heat to get in the final. We knew we had.
It seems, Scott, we always needed the pressure to do good that year. Do you remember? Always something happened which we were under pressure, and when we were under pressure, we performed well, and that year was a phenomenal year. After including starting from Detroit on.
Right. And in that heat, you didn't take as good a start as Jimmy King there, but of course that inside lane position and the way
yeah, the boat handle
here, the boat come off the corner, incredible amount of speed, especially around the small corner. You see him gaining right there, and I mean around the small corners where you would make up so much time compared to the other boats. And we didn't have a huge amount of top end mile an hour with this boat, but it would just accelerate off the corner from mid corner out with the best of them, and that's what it did so well. Once we kind of got the down, right here,
the way that boat, the way that boat was conceived, it was never a top mile an hour boat on the ship. It always cornered so well and accelerated out of the corners so well, and with that skid fin, it just got even better. So that's why it was so effective.
What a beautiful sight, and look at that crowd.
Theoret doing what he has to do here. He got the inside, but
Yeah, we just left the Formula boat behind here. He's far away back.
Yeah. And in that
Jimmy's
heat,
Jimmy's keeping up.
yeah, in that heat, we average 148.9. That's not so shabby,
Yeah.
you know. Uh, so and in my notes it says it's windy, getting windier, and it's a little bit rough out there, and you can start to see the boat down here, by the yacht club start to react a little bit,
Yeah.
like it does every year in Detroit, like every boat does. On
Absolutely.
Sundays, it always is that way, and I think you'd had kind of figured out that maybe go in lane two instead of lane one now. The buoys aren't out in lane two.
We had to get away from the buoys.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we had that. I think we learned a little bit.
Yeah. The message was
Experience.
clear.
Yeah. So, but this was a big heat win. This was it renewed the faith that we could actually go win this race, and we just worked and worked, and the guys on the team had worked so hard to prepare the boat, and everything just kind of fell into place. We had and we were very blessed there to for it to come this way.
Absolutely. Well, I'm very happy we're in front there because being in lane one and being a bit behind is is always very scary because the guy outside of you, if he decides to squeeze you, it can be very hard to corner. But as you can see, Jimmy does he's so persistent. He doesn't just never lets go, and I think that's what makes Jimmy King such a good driver also. But to be out in front in that corner is always so important.
And in this heat, I just went to look. This was our final heat setup right here. We had our best engine in there. We had our best propeller on there. We had everything the best because we knew we had to win this
Yeah,
heat.
exactly. Yeah.
We didn't win this heat, we were done. I actually just looked over in my notebook from that event, and yep, that was our best stuff right there.
Yeah.
So
We kind of had no choice.
no,
We had to win that race, and
we had to win.
but so why we put everything that was best on the boat, and it happened.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Of course,
A great run by Jimmy King in the U3 Miss Chrysler Jeep racing for Ed Cooper.
Well, we were also so excited to be in the final because the weekend had been so hard, so many mistakes, so many events or occurrings that happened that we were just it just felt like we weren't going to make it, and with the team effort, and by the grace of God, we made it to the final. So we were so excited just to be in the final. So we never thought, at that time that we were going to win it. But we knew that if we could get lane one and get a good start, that our possibilities of winning were now it was possible for the team to make it happen.
Mr. Clean.
Yeah, Mr. Clean.
400 points at the last minute. Talk about the skin in your teeth. You're in the final.
Amazing. I want to thank God because this is a real miracle. We had a real bad week. I didn't know the mistakes that I've done, and then we got bad drift this morning, but the Beacon boat went really fine in this race, and we won it, and it's a tribute to my team.
We had a very good team that year.
Yeah.
A lot of good people on that team, and you had brought a couple of your friends from Canada to come help, and Jacques and Claude,
And Claude, yeah.
and did whatever they needed to do to help us be successful, and that was neat.
Well, like I said, there was Dale on the team, and John Walters and Ryan, and lots of other people, and they
Randy
were all,
Rowe.
Randy Rowe, and they were
PK,
all PK. They're all, PK has been working for the Budweiser before, and
right,
Randy's been doing all that stuff for so many years. And
right.
they're all, talented people. So you have to have so many talented people on the team, or else it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Bill Moore, Ryan,
Bill Moore, Ryan,
yeah,
yeah.
Greg Pogue, Jeff Wheating.
Yeah. We had a big team, lots of people on the team.
Yeah, and we had all those young kids. at the time. They were,
Yeah.
some of them weren't even 21 yet. And
And Brian Perkins also, I think, was on the team, correct?
and at that event, he drove an unlimited light boat there at that
Okay,
event.
yeah. Yes.
And having all those young guys, that was nice, and they were eager, and and
Yeah.
having a wily veteran like John Walters, while he did do the engine stuff, in addition, we used him as a quality control manager, and he'd follow up around behind the guys and make sure that each job was done to perfection, and that was kind of neat, because it made my job easier.
Absolutely.
He's forgotten more than I know, and he's been doing this so long, and um, that was kind of neat. Um, and then we haven't talked about Chris Myers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Chris,
Lots of good people.
instrumental.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many good people,
Yes.
and you know, Billy and Jane gave us the opportunity for a bunch of dyno time before the season at the old Hydroplanes Incorporated dyno, and we bought some Budweiser propellers, and it all just kind of came together.
Yeah.
So
And then Beacon Plumbing came on board, and and with the win in Detroit, they sponsored us for the rest of the season. So
Right.
it all came together really nicely, starting from
And-
Detroit.
right, and that was kind of neat also because we knew we had a competitive part, and I think Bill Cahill, the sponsor from Beacon Plumbing, he flew out on Saturday,
Yeah.
was there for Sunday, and got to witness all the trials and tribulations, and then got to get his name on the Gold Cup. I mean, what a dream come true for any sport,
It's pretty awesome.
any driver. And I mean, here's the race right here. You stole lane, and
Yeah, we got lane one, and we got a fantastic start. I think that's where it was pretty much settled.
yeah. And that was the deal. You got lane one again, and that's the biggest thing. It's the shortest way around the race course, and I mean the straightaways in this thing are so long, and you go for so long, even though it's not really a straightaway per se. You're always kind of in a turn a little bit in Detroit there, going down that the front straightaway, but you can control the race course out there when you're this way, and you can see those two other boats kind of made a little bit of a run. Mike Allen kind of creeped up on you until it was time to turn, and then you turned, and then that was the end of the deal.
Yeah,
And,
you could see that the Formula boats have some really good top speed there. Like he came to the Rooster Tail corner first, but there the cowling's gone and the rear wing's gone.
I remember at the time, I watched that happen on the radio with you. I didn't tell you that the cowling and the rear wing, came off. I figured it was on a need to know basis, and you just didn't need to know.
Yeah, exactly.
and after later that night, I told you I had to apologize to you. I had to come clean with you and tell you that, I didn't tell you that because I just didn't want you to, stop driving the boat hard. And you said, "Oh, don't worry, buddy. I knew it came off."
The thing that's pretty amazing, though, if you go back there to the first lap, we enter the Versatile corner where Mike Allen's ahead of me, but I come out ahead of him about like 6 or 7 boat lengths just through that corner. So you can see how amazingly well the boat is cornering in that small corner.
Right, but then the boat ride really did go away, and I mean you were using the front wing for everything it was worth, and I mean it's rolled over on its nose, it's hunting back and forth, and fortunately you had track position, and
absolutely.
you were able just to kind of steer the guys around the way you want, and I remember kind of being in your ear aggressively, making sure that you were off the buoys. Lane 2 off the buoys,
absolutely.
and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, this was for me a racer's dream come true.
Well, the thing is also, we're racing a pretty damaged boat at that time here, with no cowling and no rear wing, and usually, like you just said, the boat really starts to mishandle especially with no rear wing. But to me, it still felt pretty good, and
Yeah.
not only it felt pretty good, but it still ran pretty good because everybody thought we were going to get passed by the Formula boats, and it never even came close. As a matter of fact, we were getting further and further ahead every lap, which was pretty
Right.
amazing.
Every time you turn the boat, it just got more and more. But you can really see in the video where you're coming out, the boat's over on its nose. It doesn't have the
Yeah,
propeller staying hooked up, and we just had enough to stay out front. And,
absolutely. Absolutely.
that
We
was
were
a neat
able to
thing.
get out in front enough to keep it there for the rest of the race. Did you get the
Right.
average speeds of the each lap, Scott, for the final? You remember?
All I know is for the final heat that we averaged 142
Okay,
and
for 5 laps.
So not that's not a big speed, but for 5 laps and that conditions at that time in the afternoon for Detroit, it's okay.
That's
Uh,
very good. It's very good.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then I know that Jimmy King ended up finishing second, so he was 139.
Yeah. Well, I
So
think
Mike,
they called Mike Allen for squeezing him.
right, he got a penalty exactly.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so it's miracles do happen, and this is living proof of
Absolutely.
it, you know.
Yeah.
We just the guys just kept working and believing that we could do this, and it really kind of springboard us to something special after that. It just got better and better the rest of the year.
Well, the rest of the season, we won Seattle and we won San Diego, and
Right.
so we won the Triple Crown that year with the World Championship, the Gold Cup, and Seattle, which is probably one of the most important races I think for the whole year except for the Gold Cup. So you know, like you just said, it really changed that season around, starting from that race, and
Right.
we became very very fast and very competitive, and I think also probably very much respected by the other teams.
Well, you get some confidence by winning, and um, that definitely happened. And I
Yeah,
remember right here, this caused a little bit of trouble in the pits after the race was over. You were just letting everything cool off, and of course we were celebrating, and we didn't know what happened. But you came on the radio, and here's the episode right here. Um, the other boat ran across the top of us for I'm not
yeah,
sure what. Um, and I know our owner Billy, he wasn't too happy at the time, and um, he had
that
to
was
talk.
pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. I had to fix the hole in the side of the boat, but
Yeah.
you know, we survived, and that was pretty neat. Pretty neat.
Well, it
I
was
need
very
to.
exciting. For me, it was my second year in unlimited racing, and how many drivers drive to 5, 10, 15 years in unlimiteds and never get the opportunity to win a Gold Cup. And for us to do it in the second year, it's miraculous. I thank God for that victory, and you, Scott, and the whole team, because of course it was a team effort. But it's a milestone, I think in any driver's career to win the Gold Cup, and being a Canadian to do it also is pretty exceptional.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that was neat. We got to share it with all our, you know, like I always say, all the teams I've been on. We become so.
That's neat there with Billy.
Yeah, and I saw your son Pierre was there with us also. We didn't mention
Yeah,
him. Walked by in
yeah.
the back. So
My son was there, and my dad was there. My
yeah,
mom and the whole family was there. And
yeah,
by the next year, my dad was gone to heaven, so
yeah,
he had the opportunity to see that before he left. So
yeah.
I'm glad we were able to share that with all the family, because of
Right,
course the hydroplane racing for me was always, it had been a family thing, with my dad. I've been very
right.
very blessed, to race with my dad all my life, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it'd be really neat to do it again.
Yeah, it would. It really would. Unfortunately, my dad can't be here anymore.
He's watching
But
now. He's watching.
yeah, yeah. But to do it with you guys, I think would be a lot of fun.
Well, we only got PK and Randy left of the old team. Everyone else is on to different stuff. So, we still see Dale. He's involved in helping us and, some of the other teams. And, of course, John is head inspector for the sport now and using that expertise for something very positive. So, it was
the team is
incredible day.
it was an awesome team, and now the guys have done all their ways, but it's something that you remember all your life. There's Pierre, there's Sam. No, Samuel was there too.
Yeah, your young son. He's very
Yeah,
young.
he was 6 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I started racing with you guys, he was just a baby.
Yeah, and he didn't speak English either. He only spoke French.
And he'd sit under the boat and try to do things with you.
Yeah, that was good. I do remember a neat story after the race was over and they gave us that trophy and we came back to the pits and we got to go down and share it with the Schallers because they helped us a little bit with the machine work and stuff like that, and so we got to share the trophy with Mr. Schaller and his family, and that was a really special moment for me.
Yeah.
In addition, then Shannon, my wife, and Pierre had the trophy, and we had a big celebration over there at the Detroit Yacht Club that night, and they took the trophy in the truck, and off we went over to the yacht club, and we were there for I don't know an hour, and she gets a phone call from the people who put on the race there. I think it was Tom Bertolini from Detroit, and he's wondering, hey, have you guys seen the Gold Cup anywhere? It's missing. And so we had taken the Gold Cup with us over to the yacht club, and she had to come clean that we stole the Gold Cup.
Yeah, we didn't steal it. We won it.
We earned nothing. That's right.
So no, those are all fun memories. Once in a lifetime deal.
Yeah. Well, we'll just keep looking towards that. Maybe we can do that again.
You still got the bubblehead, eh?
Oh yeah. Forever.
Yeah, that's good.